It's a long trip from one coast to the other. Sacramento Republic FC makes their way into the metro area to take on New York Red Bull 2. We are live from MSU Soccer Park on the campus of Montclair State University with my partner Connor Lade. I'm Matt Harmon. Good to be with you. You see the records for both of these teams. Partner Red Bull 1-6-1, just trying to get on track, trying still to figure it out.
Yeah, Red Bull 2 desperate for a home win. And you know what, Mother's Day, might as well give the moms what they want to see, is a Red Bull 2 home win for the first time. On the flip side, Sacramento making a long trip out here, looking for their first road win. So a lot to play for here today. Sacramento,
generally one of the top teams out on the left coast, as they would say, 3-2-3 so far this year. They've got some star power. Douglas Martinez, a guy that's bounced around Major League Soccer with Real Salt Lake, spent some time with New York Red Bull 2 back in the day. He's a goal scorer.
Absolutely. Great goal scorer. You give him an opportunity, he's putting the ball in the back of the net, not just putting it in the back of the net. Look at this creativity here. Beautiful layoff. He can do it all up front, and he's going to be one to watch. A big test for this New York Red Bull 2 defense.
Couple of goals this year, a couple of assists this season as well for Martinez. On the flip side, is it a day that Red Bull gets a goal compliments of a Rafa bomb?
Listen, if there's one team he likes to score a Rafa bomb against, we've seen it against Sacramento FC in Sacramento. I mean, we're looking for an offensive explosion here. Only one goal at home in 2022. This is the guy who needs to spark this offense. He obviously got the goal last time we were here against Tampa Bay Rowdies, so looking for an offensive explosion, he's going to be the guy to cue that.
Raffanello usually is the one that leads the attack for this Red Bull team. They'll try and do it here today, and New York will look to pick up their second win of the season. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the lineup for you and the opening kickoff. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for joining us.
I'll give you something, make you shake it.
In 2020, in the very beginning, we had people banging pots and pans outside. This time around, I've had people spit at me. I've had people scream at me.
People just don't understand it unless you're there.
I come into work just wanting to help my patients.
We are building our team back again, and we are building it back stronger and stronger.
You really love what you do, so you stick to it.
Raffanello with the shot now, and New York Red Bulls 2 take the lead. Forbes one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again.
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in. What a finish. The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
Hey, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Connor Lade here. Matt Harmon here. Good to be with you on a Sunday afternoon. Weather has finally cleared up after a miserable about 48 hours with heavy rain, heavy wind. The wind's still lingering around just a little bit. Hopefully doesn't play much of a factor. Take a look, partner, at that Sacramento lineup. We talked about Martinez. He's not the only guy, though, that can make things happen.
No, absolutely. I'm looking at Coelho and Keko. Obviously, a goal on the year for both. It's a potent attack, and you know the Sacramento FC team, they really have had a lot of success in USL. They've got a lot of changes today in the lineup. Lineup we weren't necessarily expecting, but fresh legs nonetheless, and they're expecting to get their first big road win of the year.
On the flip side for New York Red Bull 2 and Gary Lewis, a three-man back line today. We talked about Raffanello, but you're looking, I still think, for that breakout game from Adebayo Smith.
Absolutely. We've seen so much from Jordan Adebayo Smith, and I think this could be the game that he totally unlocks it. I love Jeremy Raffanello taking a lot of pressure off him, sitting back in that 10 position. I think that will open the defense is going to have to step out knowing that 30% of his goals come from distance. So that's going to leave room behind for Jordan Adebayo Smith.
We mentioned Gary Lewis, and there he is, tucked just inside the dugout area on the far sideline in his first year, the native of Liverpool. Mark Briggs, the 40-year-old from Wolverhampton, England, the 2017 Coach of the Year when he was with Real Monarchs, has now taken over this Sacramento team, which last year did not make the playoffs, went 8-12-12, just missed out in the last couple of games of the regular season. We're up and going. Sacramento in the white uniforms today. New York Red Bull 2 in the black and red. You always think, Connor, for a team that has struggled results-wise, like New York Red Bull 2, get an early goal, right? Get pressure, get an early goal, and make Sacramento have to maybe change their tactics and game plan right from the beginning.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than going on the road and giving up an early goal. It changes the game plan. You know, maybe it's a little more defensive at times. New York loves to start games fast, and I think Gary Smith has been super positive about the way they've been playing in the past couple games. Obviously, it has been perfect in the final third. No, I think they still have, you know, a lot more to do to get better in that regard, but he's been very positive the way they've been pressing. And, you know, if that press is clicking on all cylinders, you know, that's going to lead to more offensive opportunities.
Foul on Sacramento. Again, we were expecting a bit of a different lineup. Some of the normal guys for this Sacramento Republic team not necessarily featuring in the 11 and not even making the trip today as well.
Yeah, I think it's, like I said, a good opportunity for the players who maybe haven't got to run out there. You know, teams are coming in here. New York has not won at home. They're 1-6-1. They're smelling blood in the water. And so, you know, unfortunately, that's the reality we are. So, New York, I think you have to use that. You have to know that teams are going to come in here and they're expecting to win. So you got to use that to fuel and try to get a result here at home. And what a big one it would be to kick off the 2022 campaign really at home, which we haven't seen a ton of success here at Montclair State yet.
Here's Juan Castillo wearing the captain's armband today, ahead for Jonathan Felipe, and he is taken down. That will be an opportunity here for New York Red Bull 2. Let's say solid 35 yards out. Look for Raffanello to take many of these set pieces today. Sam Williams around the ball as well. Williams the run over. Taken out of the air first time by Sacramento. One back by New York. Serwata lets it fly towards the back post, and it's grabbed by Saldana.
Gary Lewis has been very excited about this back three. I think he feels like they've solidified things. They've been playing pretty well the past couple games. And I've got my eyes on De Leon in the middle. You've seen, you know, for a young player, he's already come out. He's communicating a lot, and that's something that's been missing all year for this Red Bull 2 team, is someone taking hold of the defense, making sure that, you know, they're stepping together. And you can see he's directing guys in front of him. And it's going to be a big job for him against the Sacramento FC attack. But Gary Lewis is confident in this back line, and I think he's confident with this roster that they can come out here and get the win here today.
De Leon, the 21-year-old from Minnesota. And I think what you've seen, and I'm sure you got the same message from Gary Lewis this week when you talked to him, it's been self-inflicted. So many of the goals, so many of the wounds that New York Red Bull 2 have taken so far this year, it's been, you know, later game breakdowns where you just switch off for a second. And for, I'd say a young team, but it's really any team, you just can't do it.
No, and for a team that works so hard, and the way they press and the way they grind and are keeping themselves in games to lose and draw games like that, it's tough. but these are the lessons you have to learn as a young team, and you know, hopefully they're growing from it, and it's going to be interesting to see how they react here today. Obviously, some switches. Cameron Harper with the ball here. We're getting to see him for the first time this year. Obviously, it's down from the MLS side, but I think he's, you know, this is an interesting spot for him, playing this wing back role on the right side. He's got really good attacking instincts. I would love to see them joining in at the right times, and them really, something we haven't seen a lot this year is using those fullbacks the correct way. These guys are bombing on, you know, making really good runs, but I'd love to see them reward them. And, you know, when you have a guy with the quality like Cameron Harper, you got to use him in the final third.
Would expect that we also see mentioned in the MLS side of things that we see Wiki Carmona at some point today as well. He is on the bench as an option for Gary Lewis, trying to work his way back into form from injury. Raffanello looking across, ball rolling into the box and gets grabbed by Saldana. Castillo set to throw it in. Red Bull building here with Felipe. Adebayo Smith to the end line. Saldana diving and grabbing it inside his 6-yard area. Turned by Cuello, and he runs in to De Leon. Sosa gives it away.
That's a good step there from Sirwada. I'd love to see that pass go forward. Jonathan Felipe is in the pocket behind the two midfielders screaming for the ball. I think that's going to be key today. Sacramento is stretching the field so wide that if that ball turns over, you got to look first pass forward. And I think Sam Williams, we've seen a lot of growth from him in that area. When he picks his head up, he plays really good entry balls, you know, not only into the final third, but picking out guys right in between lines. So that's going to be a big thing here today.
There's a good ball in space. Martinez kicking around. Offside flag will come up as Cuello came from an offside spot. Put back into play by Giannis Nikopolidis, who gets the call today. Raffanello to run it down. Has Adebayo Smith in the box. Tries to rip one to the near post, and it's grabbed by Saldana.
It's just not a great option there from Jeremy Raffanello. I think he looks up a step earlier there. He's got Jordan Adebayo Smith. I think he's trying to look him off and maybe go for it himself, but Adebayo Smith is sitting there on the 6th. If he takes a touch earlier, just whips one across with his left foot, that's going to be a tap-in. That's what we're talking about. Just Gary Lewis has been drilling into these guys, just making better decisions in the final third, and it's another example there, and one to look back on, but I think it was a great start to the play for Jeremy Raffanello, getting the press and taking the ball off Casey there. So that's what they're looking to do. They're getting to these right places, just making the right decision in the final third.
Sacramento throw. We're in the 9th minute. Sirwada able to take it out of the air. Keep it on Red Bull's attacking half. Keep an eye on Martinez. He comes down the right side, rotating over nicely De Leon.
It's good reactive play there from De Leon. That's one guy in space who you got to keep track of. Douglas Martinez, 2 goals, 2 assists, leading this offensive attack for Sacramento Republic.
Throw into the halfway line for Castillo. Felipe trying to run it down, cannot get there in time. Tap back to Nico Politis. Sacramento wanting a quick throw. Now they'll slow the pace down a little bit as we move towards the 12th minute of a scoreless first half. Ofori down to challenge. Now run down by Castillo. From one half to the next. Adebayo Smith to chase. Calm touch by Saldana. Martinez in the seam. Past Kecko and into Sam Williams.
Love that composure there from Steven Sirwada.
The run from Felipe opened it up from Adebayo Smith. He gets a second ball opportunity. Overlapping run by Harper, able to save it at the corner flag.
Great composure from Sirwada. Avoiding Felipe there. Leads to a good opportunity for New York. I think a little Jordan Adebayo Smith trying to connect with Jeremy Rafael there, running up the seam.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Raffanello, Felipe, shouldered it down nicely. Williams pushed down, but no call. Ball in for Kecko, top of the 18. Will take a shot and score, but the offside flag bailing New York out of danger.
Wow, that would have been a fantastic goal for Sacramento Republic. Cuello does so well to win the ball off Sam Williams in a dangerous spot, and love this ball from Sosa. But Kecko is just offside.
Harper off the throw. Sirwada to his right for Harper and lost it on the sideline.
think those are the mistakes that Gary Lewis has been talking about, the self-inflicted. Sam Williams sitting on the ball. Cuello does a good job pressing him, and those are the moments when you work so hard defensively, you win the ball back, and you can see the quality that Sacramento has there to punish you for those mistakes. So one that Sam Williams has got to remember.
Here's the run forward again by Martinez. A flick into the box, handled by Nico Politis.
Yeah, Martinez going for assist of the year right there with the outside of the right foot. Cuello streaking into the box. Ambitious for sure.
We've played a quarter of an hour. Half chance or two per side so far.
Yeah, not a whole lot offensively for New York. But I think Sacramento has shown a lot of quality. I love the movement of Martinez up front. He's always looking to stretch behind, checking in. He's been battling with De Leon early on here. Then even off the ball, they've been battling a little bit. So there's no love lost there, but I think that's something that you always have to be aware of is his movement. And just when you zero in on him, that's when Kecko and Cuello, those are dangerous guys that can hurt you as well. So
yeah, Martinez was here within the Red Bull organization in 2017. Fights off a challenge from De Leon here. And then a hard tackle from Castillo. I think we're going to have our first booking of the match. From that point, Martinez, who's still only 24 years old, some time with Real Monarch and then with Real Salt Lake. Seems to me, Connor, to have the quality that so many MLS teams would kind of look for.
yeah, I remember when he was here. Just didn't really catch on, but I had solid. You know, a guy who can score goals was a good part of the offense in 2017. But I think he almost needed to go elsewhere to bloom a little bit, and goes out to Real Monarchs, does well, earns an MLS contract, and scored some good goals and was really coming on in that team. And lands here in Sacramento. Obviously, you can see the quality that he has. 6 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists, and gets Castillo to draw a yellow card, which it'll be we've seen big tackles from Castillo, and he's going to have to alter his game here moving forward. In 70 minutes or so, plus it's a tall task. You never want to see an early yellow card for a defender. I've been there before, and it's not easy managing a game. But yeah, ton of quality, and I think Sacramento Republic is super happy to have Douglas Martinez leading their attack.
This will be Kecko to put it back in play. Whipped towards the top of the 6. Cleared out finally by Ofori. Gets run down by Sosa. Calmly rolling in Nico Politis. Tried to stretch it with a long ball for Adebayo Smith.
That's unlucky. Felipe did so well there on Cuello. I think it went off Cuello, but goes the other way.
Throwing for Sacramento. Into the 19th minute. Dan Casey, the 24-year-old native of Dublin. Two teams that, as this game has developed, clearly trying to work out of, right, Connor, a back three for both.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, these games are won and lost a lot of times with how involved these wingbacks can be in this system, and we know both sides are going to rely on that greatly, and it's not a lot of the play will run through the middle of the park, but I think you can see already Sacramento, I think they've done a good job of stretching the field, which opens up a lot of room underneath. Sosa and Vieder, they really stretched the game so far, so I think New York has been pinned back a little bit with Cameron Harper and Curtis Ofori, and you want to see them instilling their will in the game a little bit and getting higher and pinning Sacramento back as well. So it's going to be a battle on the flanks all day.
And it's a yellow card that will come on Connor Donovan as he took down Sawada. USL Championship returns to ESPN2 as the back-to-back Eastern Conference title holders, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, head west to take on a high-powered Phoenix Rising FC Sunday, May 15th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. So one yellow per side, per back line.
A little bit of history here today at Montclair State University, welcoming in Sacramento Republic FC for the first time. So love seeing them playing some Western Conference teams coming in here, see some new faces, and we haven't seen a lot of Western Conferences teams here.
Raffanello playing it in. It comes down. The shot is taken and then blocked away. Cragwell had a great opportunity at the 18. Raffanello again. Adebayo Smith. Is he in? Yes! No. Just played into the netting.
Oh, what a fantastic opportunity there. Jeremy Raffanello. Check out his feet on this replay, and what a ball to Adebayo Smith. Look, just evades pressure beautifully, and great ball in. Adebayo Smith, I love the touch there. Just can't direct it on frame. Unlucky, but that's what you're looking for out of this attack. That's why Jeremy Raffanello is playing in that 10 role. Adebayo Smith, exactly what we're talking about. Raffanello beats two guys. He's towing the back line, beautifully timed run. Love the composure where a lot of players would just hit that shot when they see the pressure, but he evades it, gives himself a better look. Unlucky not to score.
Sosa. Another yellow coming. Vieder was taken down. It was Cameron Harper who will get booked.
Yeah, Cameron Harper there. A little late in the challenge. Leaves a leg out. Vieder. Yeah, that's a yellow for sure. And Cameron Harper, it's going to be a transition for him. Obviously not only coming back from injury, but into a position that he might not necessarily have played a whole lot in a wing-back position. Gets a yellow card for his effort there, so another player who's going to have to manage a long series of minutes on his best behavior.
Williams taps it out, then gets a deflected shot. Martinez leaves it off. Another deflected shot down inside by Cuello. Now cleared for what will be a goal kick.
Themselves around the box, suffocating New York there.
Castillo the throw. Raffanello fighting off a challenge for a moment. Now Kecko. Harper tracking back, and with help, Sam Williams takes it over. Felipe on the build. Played back in. Raffanello, top of the 18. Trying to pull the trigger on the right-footed shot, could not. Harper then hits one, but it got deflected on the way out, and that will be a corner.
I love that cutback ball. I would love to see Jeremy Raffanello hit that first time. You know, I think Sacramento does well to get some numbers around him. Serwada played a beautiful ball, and Cameron Harper gets it deflected for a corner kick. I think that's exactly what they wanted to do off the turnover. Sam Williams as well to break up the play. They play forward. Felipe has the composure to hold the ball up, which I've been very impressed with him so far this year. He's got a ton of composure. Does so well pulling off the back line. Leaves a lot of room for Adebayo Smith to make those runs behind.
Played short for Harper. Trying to take it to the end line. Does. Adebayo Smith cannot control it. Raffanello hits one that floats in towards goal on target. Saldana able to make the save.
Oof. Big tackle there from Curtis Ofori. The referee is debating what he's trying to do here now. It's going to be a yellow, but wow. Listen, you want to be aggressive in a press, and Ofori, you know, split second, he misses it. Big tackle, another yellow card, and Casey's down and feeling that one.
It's the third yellow of the half for New York.
Listen, for me, that was a tackle that I know our referee was debating there. And I think you know,
close.
That's one of the close ones that you know, it's where you draw the line and the referee chose yellow, but I think he's getting an earful from Sacramento Republic right now.
And I think he's also, I mean, any referee would at this point, right? Connor, you've made note that there's been 3 hard challenges from New York, and you've kind of, I mean, certainly that last one, you've given them the benefit of the doubt. At some point, the doubt, you know, runs out.
Yeah, I think, you know, Cameron Harper left a lot in the last tackle. Castillo leaves a lot in. I think, you know, his probably looked worse, but it wasn't the worst challenge. You know, he won the ball, but that one I think is a big one. That really, if we saw a red card there, I don't think anyone would have argued it. And I think Curtis Ofori walks away there with a deep exhale, knowing that he's staying on the pitch right now. I love to see the De Leon gathering the group here together, having some words. I think everyone needs to calm down a little bit. You wanna have that aggression. That's key for this Red Bull 2 team in the press, making sure you're getting places, being aggressive, sprinting at guys, making life difficult. But once you get there, you have to you got to get these decisions right, or else we've seen quite a few red cards this year for this side, and trying to avoid another one here today.
Dan Casey, the player that was taken down by Curtis Ofori, who is, just a reminder, only 16 years old.
Yeah. A lot of youth, and glad to see Casey back up on the field there, and we'll be able to continue.
Can see the look on Casey's face as he walked up towards midfield. Did you catch that as well?
Oh, yeah.
That was a heavy stare down to Curtis Ofori.
Big time. Yeah, I think that's going to be sealed in his memory bank for the rest of this game. And if he has any opportunity, we may see a couple big challenges there.
Sosa. Here's the flick on, and It'll be guided out for a goal kick. Viader unhappy. He thought it was going to be a corner. It will not. Politas to put it back in play. It's a Sacramento handball.
Nice to see a longer stretch of minutes here today for Giannis Nikopoulides. Obviously, his first game against FC Tulsa, gets a red card 2 minutes into the game. So the 2022 MLS draft pick for the New York Red Bulls out of Georgetown. We're excited to see him out here today, showing what he can do. And obviously comes from Greek football royalty with his father, the Euro 2004 and World Cup 2002 hero for Greece. Trademark white hair. I don't know. Maybe Giannis needs to dye the hair white.
Yeah, you bleach it? Is that what?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Aaron Long could probably take care of that for him. He's one to bleach guys' hair when they're not intending on it.
Adebayo Smith to work back. Here comes Cameron Harper. Harper trying to get to the end line. It goes through the 6 with pace. Too much for Raffanello to throw a head and or a body part at it.
Yeah, great run there from Cameron Harper. You can see how dangerous he is, and it's exactly why I think it's a good spot for him. He gets to the end line, makes quick decisions, is very, very crafty with his movement, but also he can release the ball very quickly and whips in a ball just a little high for Raffanello, but you can expect to see more of that today from Cameron Harper.
Cragwell. Serwada. Here's Williams. Wide right for Harper. Lacroix did well to clear space for Sacramento. Red Bull will keep the pressure on their attacking half. And Williams has Ofori onside. He gets bumped off by Sosa.
Yeah, great little combination there from Williams and Castillo. He finds Ofori, just gets it stuck a little bit underneath his feet. I think the ball from Williams just didn't come with enough pace, bobbled a little bit on the turf and couldn't get it out from under his feet, but it's a good run there from Ofori.
Nikopoulides off his line. A footed ball over the top. It's Ofori to control. With Raffanello, who's been given a green light to go sideline to sideline.
I think that's exactly what you want to have. You want to see him on the ball as much as possible and getting him, finding different spots on the field, mixing it up, and when he gets that opportunity to pull one from deep, he's going to take it. New York has been growing into this game, Matt. Looked like Sacramento had a little bit better run of play there in the middle part of this first half, but New York late in the first half has been really playing much better, more cohesive in the final third, and has provided some pretty good options. But again, getting that final third, giving a quality product so you can get a lead here at home would be huge.
34th minute.
I'd love to see them stepping up this line. De Leon pushing Williams and Serwada higher.
Raffanello. Serwada in for Ofori. Cuello helps win it back. Left for Kecko. This is dangerous with Kecko onside. 6 yards off, cuts it back, left foot, didn't take a shot, left it across the 6-yard line, thinking someone was going to be there that was not.
Yeah, Kecko just looking for Douglas Martinez, who was peeling off to the back post. Thought he had the opportunity to take that initially when he cut it back to his left there.
Shot for Kecko,
yeah,
right?
I think he'll look back on that, kicking himself a little bit, but if that ball finds Martinez, it's a tap-in.
Sosa. Martinez. Nifty flick on for Kecko. Headed out by Cragwell. Raffanello will try and counter. Down the seam, but Adebayo Smith, I think, realized he was a half step offside.
Yeah, I think he made that run a couple seconds earlier, and Raffanello, which I think is a great part of his game. He's got great pace, and I think it's a little bit underrated, his pace. And he can break lines very well with it, which he did there. And so Adebayo Smith just made that run a little early.
Here comes Harper with some speed. His ball in for Felipe. A little offline.
Another good ball in from Cameron Harper. Just need to get more numbers in the box. See, Felipe does well to get that near post run, and Adebayo Smith just was trailing on the play. Wasn't in the box, but if someone's running that back post, that's a goal. And that's part of it, you know, being dangerous in the final third is just committing numbers there. You know, if you have one guy in the box against 3-4 defenders, it's going to be tough to score goals. When you get those opportunities, when you see Cameron Harper running down that line with the ball, you got to commit numbers into the box. You can see he's already delivered a couple of pretty good balls.
Castillo called for a foul. Kecko with a solid sell job. Won't say it wasn't a foul, but it certainly was made to look a little bit more than it was.
Yeah, and there's gamesmanship in there. I'm sure he knows that was Castillo. Obviously, Castillo, listen, it's not in his nature to dial it back. So you've already seen him on the sideline a little bit earlier, a couple minutes ago, put in a big tackle, and he's not one to restrain himself. So
here comes Raffanello. Leaves it off for Adebayo Smith. Harper. Raffanello again flicked on.
well done from Sam Williams there. That's what you need out of that position. You need guys who can break up plays, who hunt the ball, and thought he's done that pretty well here today so far.
Next home game for New York Red Bull 2, Friday, May 27th. To kick off the Memorial Day weekend holiday, Birmingham Legion FC. Come to MSU Soccer Park at 7 p.m. For tickets or more information, visit NewYorkRedBulls.com/2. It's a very good idea for Cuello off a feed from Casey. Raffanello, there was no foul on the run from Felipe, and now he gets it back. Has Raffanello to his left. Adebayo Smith entering the box. He'll get New York Red Bull 2 a corner.
Yeah, it's great reactions there from New York all around. Obviously, you play the advantage. Jeremy Raffanello tries to find Adebayo Smith, and Sacramento wins it back, and then Felipe just comes back into the play, and like I said before, just hunting the ball. Gets a good opportunity, and unfortunately, not a lot of numbers in the box for him, but is able to draw a corner.
Raffanello to take it. much too much on it. Maybe got hung into the wind, of which is going that direction.
Yeah, sometimes when you hit the ball like Jeremy Raffanello does, he puts a lot into it, and if you catch it wrong, that ball's going to sail, especially with the wind.
Cragwell to restart this as we have played just about 40 minutes. Raffanello, good job of chesting it down. Ofori a touch. Across for Sam Williams. Drop back to Cragwell. A heavy touch of which he lost control of it, but Serwata there to keep it, and then his flick on, too much for Harper.
I just love the way Steven Serwata, obviously unfortunate there, but the way he can keep the ball. It's such a good outlet for this team. You need guys like that in this squad. When you work as hard as they do off the ball, you need to be able to possess it after the fact, and he's probably the most sure-footed one on the field for New York. Such composure. Uganda national team representative, so they got to keep finding him. I'd love to see him find more advanced roles. Sometimes, you know, he tends to hang back a little bit, obviously control a lot of the play from there, but I love when he gets in that offensive third and is able to dictate the play.
Native of Uganda. Last 4 in stoppage time into the 42nd minute. Raffanello open, pushes it right, Williams. Serwata lost it and then got wrapped up by Keko. Martinez, top of the 18, that gets cleared away. Luis Felipe for Sacramento with a nice ball. Cuello. LaGrassa. For Cuello, getting around De Leon, getting around Williams, a left-footed shot on a diving save by Nico Politis.
Big save there from Nico Politis. As Casey mishits one, but Cuello's so dangerous on this right side today. You can tell every time he gets the ball, he's looking back on his left foot, distributing, and shows a lot of creativity there to beat multiple defenders. As he beats Sam Williams and then looks up and is trying to hit one at the back post, and Giannis does so well there to parry it away. But if I'm Curtis Ofori or whoever's matched up with him on this left side, I'm forcing him to his right the rest of this game. You got to push him towards the line, take away what makes him so dangerous.
Sosa was out with the touch. Two minutes of stoppage time. Nice job of Cragwell to track back. Kecko able to get around Cragwell. Harper gets Red Bull a throw in. To the second minute of our 2 of stoppage time we go. Nikopolidis off his line before Kecko can get there. Good step by Ofori. A clean strip out of Bio Smith. Stoppage time winding down. Too much for Sam Williams. Harper trying to save it. And does, but that will take us to the end.
In 2020, in the very beginning, we had people banging pots and pans outside. This time around, I've had people spit at me. I've had people scream at me.
People just don't understand it unless you're there.
I come into work just wanting to help my patients.
We are building our team back again, and we are building it back stronger and stronger.
You really love what you do, so you stick to it.
Add drama to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family.
I'll give you something, make you shake it, shake it.
Red Bull Arena has been the fortress.
The atmosphere absolutely electric.
Patrick Lamont, a superb finish. Oh my goodness, Christian Caceres saved Coronel. Oh, what a dynamite stop.
All it takes is one chance for the Red Bulls.
Bring the house down. Red Bull Arena's his home. Oh, what a finish.
Zeros on the scoreboard on Mother's Day. New York Red Bull 2, Sacramento Republic FC with Connor Lade. I'm Matt Harmon. Good to be with you. USL action on ESPN Plus. Partner, I think we've seen a pretty even game. Both teams, again, I'll say a good chance or two per side. We'll take a look at our star players. Douglas Martinez, we know he's dangerous, and I would think overall Red Bull did a good job of keeping him in check.
Agreed. I think this defense so far has really kept him under wraps, putting numbers around him. I think the one thing that he's done very well so far is it's been his movement, and if they find him, he's had some opportunities. I think the one that sticks out to me is the Cuello chance where he cuts it back to his left and tries to find him at the back post, which if he does find him, it's a goal. But so far, so good for New York Red Bull 2.
On the flip side, Jeremy Raffanello, our player we talked about in the Open, he's been all over the place, which is pretty much what you need him to do.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. He's been everywhere. He's defending. He's covering sideline to sideline, and I love how much New York has got him on the ball, because clearly when he can do things like this, setting up plays in the final third, and the more he does that, the more he's finding guys, the more it's going to open up room for him. And I'd love to see a Rafa bomb here today.
Yeah, and I think the combo with he, Williams, and Serwata, they've been the better of the two midfields on the afternoon. Today is Mother's Day. On this special day, we recognize all that mothers do. In honor of this day, our players, a few special messages for all mothers and their moms as well.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially my mom and my sister. Don't think I forgot about you, sis. Happy Mother's Day. Love you.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. A big shout out to my mom, Yvonne Chan. I love you, Mama. Happy Mother's Day.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Habla Christopher Crowell, el jugador del New York Red Bull. Quiero desearle un feliz Día de la Madre a todas las madres y también quiero desearle un Día de la Madre a mi mamá, que la pasé bien en este día tan especial.
Happy Mother's Day to all mothers out there, especially my mom. Thank you for believing in me and pushing me to become the man I am today.
I just want to wish all you mothers happy Mother's Day today on this beautiful day. I also want to wish my mom, Gabriela De Leon, thank you for being the best mom. I love you so much, and have a wonderful day today.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, especially my mom. You gave me a lot of love and support throughout my career, and you blessed me to where I am today. Thank you.
Just wanted to wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day, especially to my own mother. Thank you for always supporting me. Love you.
Everybody's got the best mom. There's got to be some official ranking that we can go to, right?
Hey, listen, don't ask me, because I got the best mom out there as well, and I'm very lucky to have a beautiful wife. Shout out to my mom and my beautiful wife on Mother's Day, and give a shout. Come on, come on, Doc.
I saw my mom yesterday. It was great. Can't wait to see my wife in a little bit, and I will throw out a hearty congratulations to my sister, who just gave birth to her third child just the other day. What a way to celebrate Mother's Day. Love you, Caroline, and little baby Eleanor. We'll take a time out here. We'll come back, talk about this one a little bit more. Scoreless between Sacramento and New York Red Bull 2.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Raffanello with the shot now, and New York Red Bulls 2 take the lead. Forbes one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again.
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in! What a finish! The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
Welcome back to Montclair State University, MSU Soccer Park. There's your latest standings, the top 10 in the Eastern Conference for this New York Red Bull team. A win today thrust them right back into at least the top 10. Louisville City, partner, great season so far, and some of the teams you'd expect, right? Pittsburgh never seems to go away in USL.
Yeah, Louisville City, obviously, the start they've gotten out to, very impressive. Pittsburgh right behind them. And if you look down the list, a lot of very good teams, Miami FC, Tampa Bay Rowdies, within striking distance, but a little room to go. And you know if those teams start clicking, it's going to be an interesting race going forward.
Yeah, there's so much left to be played during the course of this season. There is your scoreboard, games that were completed already over the course of the weekend. Yesterday, Memphis topping Charleston 2-0. Hartford a big win over Loudoun. Pittsburgh, as we said, continues to roll. Good win for Tulsa over Detroit City. El Paso a 4-0 trouncing of LA Galaxy 2. And Phoenix continues to be a team to reckon with a 3-0 win over San Antonio. There's kind of our notebook. W League kicking off today. Kind of interested to see what happens with the W League during the course of this year, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, I'm going to be supporting through and through. I think it's great. You know, for the sport, it's going to be an exciting league going forward, and I'm excited to see some of the action they got going.
Big week for one of the best in the league out of Birmingham. Player of the week for Prosper Kassem. A couple of goals in a 2-1 win over Charleston. And Colorado, a 3-2 win over Rio Grande. Down a man the last 9 minutes. That's a good, solid win for the Switchbacks. We can peek at our first half stats. Again, zeros on the top line. Pretty even. It's what we talked about. 4 shots aside, possession pretty close to 50-50. The yellow cards are a concern for New York Red Bull 2 going into the second half.
Absolutely. A couple of big challenges, which whether it's a yellow or not, that's one thing. But when the type of yellow that it is, or for like a Curtis Ofori or a Cameron Harper, these are ones that weigh a little bit heavier. So maybe you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt the next time. So interesting to see, and it will be a storyline to follow.
Take one more break. We come back and get you up and going for the start of what we think is going to be a real exciting second half.
In 2020, in the very beginning, we had people banging pots and pans outside. This time around, I've had people spit at me. I've had people scream at me.
People just don't understand it unless you're there.
I come into work just wanting to help my patients.
We are building our team back again, and we are building it back stronger and stronger.
You really love what you do, so you stick to it.
Add drama to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family.
Red Bull Arena has been the fortress.
The atmosphere absolutely electric.
A superb finish. Oh my goodness. Christian Caceres saved Coronel. Oh, what a dynamite stop.
All it takes is one chance for the Red Bulls.
Bring the house down. Red Bull Arenas is home. Oh, what a finish.
Here's what's coming up for both of these teams as we are halftime between New York Red Bull 2 and Sacramento. Look at the upcoming schedule for both of these sides. As we said, so much still to be played. We'll run through the stats, the highlights rather, for you first. Connor, yellow cards?
Yellow cards galore. It's been a very physical match so far. You can see on both sides, really. Connor Donovan picking them, the lone one for Sacramento FC, and on the flip side, some big challenges for the New York Red Bulls too. And it's, yeah, Jeremy Raffanello with the bomb there. A couple great highlights for him. It's been a standout half so far, and anything but goals and assists. But other than that, Jeremy Raffanello has been everywhere, and I'm excited to see him in the second half.
Yeah, he's been everywhere, and again, to that point, I think Sawada's played really well. I think Sam Williams has contributed. It's just about, right, getting that goal and getting in front of a team.
Yeah, he's put himself in all the right spots, and it'll be interesting. I think we can see a change here. It looks like Wiki Carmona will be coming in this match, so I'm interested to see what happens with Jeremy Raffanello and where he sits, if he's going to be shifted out to this wing-back position, as I think Cameron Harper would be the one bowing out of the match.
Next 5 for Red Bull, 3 on the road, the 2 sandwiched in the middle. Birmingham at home, San Diego at home. Should be a good opportunity as we kick into the summer season to come out and support New York Red Bull 2. On the flip side, for Sacramento, they continue what is a 3-game road trip at El Paso, at Oakland. They've got a couple of home games coming up as well, but things not easy when you've got to be on the road for so long. Connor mentioned the substitution, Wiki Carmona, who has not played in MLS so far this year, trying to work himself back into form after a foot issue, will now come on. You would think, right, he'll get the next 45 minutes, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a player who has shown so much promise, and I think he has a ton of tools to be very successful within this Red Bull 2 team, and I'm excited to see him back out here. He had a long injury stretching from preseason, so excited to see him back on the field. I think you can see there Jeremy Raffanello pushing out to the right side, and Wiki Carmona will fill in the middle there.
Maybe some more space, as good as Raffanello has been kind of operating as the 10 today. Maybe he can find some more space on the outside, and that actually can help unlock this back 3 of Sacramento.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be, Cameron Harper had some good success there, so I think you can assume the same for Jeremy Raffanello. And listen, no matter where he's on the field, he's dictating the attack, so I'd love to see him joining in and, like I said earlier, find this man.
Good to see Wiki back on the field. He kind of burst onto the scene a year ago and probably got more MLS time than most would have expected at the beginning part of the season. Was factored in to be a key contributor this year. Felipe.
Yeah, Wiki Carmona, he's got a ton to his game. Obviously, very silky left foot. He can hit it with a ton of power, but a lot of physical tools that I know this organization is very excited about. He's tough in the tackle. He's very big. He's imposing. I think not a lot of people realize how big he is until you're standing next to him. And he's just got a ton of power in him, and along with the creativity, that's a dangerous player if he gets going.
Carlos Saldana set to restart this.
But then again, Matt, I don't know. A lot of people look big to me, so.
You were upset with me last game we worked together. I felt I picked on you a little bit too much. I've tried to really.
Yeah, I know there. Listen, I
bit my tongue a couple of times today.
Listen, I'm never upset with you. But don't cross me.
It's true. I've been bounced off the podcast the last couple of weeks.
It's just unfortunate timing, and it had nothing to do with you bashing me last game.
Ironic, though.
Very ironic.
Viader. Sosa, good left-footed service in. It's going to skip off the head of Cragwell.
Yeah, it's a great little play there from Viader. Sprays it across to Sosa, who puts in a great ball, and Cragwell has to get that right because Keka was wide open on the back post there. Nice floated ball into the back post, and Cragwell does just enough to steer it out for a corner kick.
Viader and Keko both around the flag. Now Keko will leave it. Headed out first time by Castillo. Nico Politis punches this one away. Maybe anticipating a little bit more traffic than actually came.
Yeah, I think looking back, probably that's one of the ones that come out and catch, but better be safe than sorry as a goalkeeper, and does enough to punch it away. Didn't get the contact that he wanted, but that's what you want out of your keeper. You want them coming out, being aggressive, and obviously AJ Marcucci, who has played a lot this year, is that, and I know Giannis is the same.
Nico Politis this time punches it again. Played back in offline by Cuello. Who will get the games first, which you would think would change the complexion of this in what's been an overall even game. It's the second corner of the half coming for Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento's had a good start coming out of the locker room. Come out with their foot on the gas here. A couple early corners, a couple chances. New York still finding their way into the second half.
Viader again. Nico Politis sees it the whole way through and grabs it this time. Martinez with space on the right side. Numbers entering the box. Backside run from Cuello, cleared out by De Leon. Felipe flipping on. It's a 3-on-2 here for New York if they hurry. Raffanello inside the 18.
That's tough. I love the play from Felipe there. Spring Raffanello, and Raffanello just takes it himself when I think realistically probably can cut one back to Wiki Carmona, but goes for glory. Listen, is there a clear-cut option there? Maybe not. I think the cutback, could be defended as well, but it's tough when you don't finish a play with at least getting it on frame.
One other sub to make note of at the break. Jason Pondant coming on. Playing as that left attacking wing in place of Curtis Ofori, who had picked up a card. So changes on both sides if you factor in Carmona pushing Raffanello out wide right.
And I think for Harper, obviously playing it, he could have drawn it up for you're getting a half here today, but also the yellow card plays into it, and both wing backs, Ofori and Harper, with sitting on yellow cards. I think Gary Lewis playing it safe and getting those guys out. We were actually talking at the half that Curtis Ofori had a huge tackle at the end of that first half, which set up a great opportunity, but it was one of those ones that if you don't get it right, that's going to be another yellow. But he did well to poke it away and set up a good opportunity for New York at the end of the first half.
Off a giveaway, Adebayo Smith. Can he drive? Donovan back deep. Pace gets slowed. Williams taps down Sirwada. Carmona. Pondal. Sirwada fought off the first challenge, but not the second that time from Luis Felipe. Here comes Sosa. And Martinez on the sideline. Inside run for Sosa. Taken back by Sirwada. Lacroix. Kecko fouled by Cragwell, who's chased away. Kecko putting it down for Viader. Kecko with a shot. It's knocked down by Nico Politis.
Kecko with a great opportunity there. Caught that right in the screws and fortunately just didn't place it far enough from Nico Politis. Ooh, nice little feed from Cragwell there and a great ball to Sirwada. If you can look up, we got some number opportunity.
LaGrassa to switch it. Now it comes back middle of the field for Connor Donovan. 26-year-old North Carolina native. Kecko was offside. Saldana puts it down the hill. Quick throw, Pondant, Carmona. Williams. Flicked on. It's Carmona who has the opportunity. Casey defending. It's a Red Bull 2 throw-in.
Yeah, cheeky little flick there from Jonathan Felipe. Trying to find Carmona, who battles with Casey there and gets the throw-in for Red Bull 2. I think I'd like, still early in the second half, but Red Bull 2 hasn't had the same presence that they left the first half with. Thought they did well in the first half to gain some momentum, but Sacramento was the one who came out of the locker room and has had the upper hand so far.
Agreed. Raffanello trying to take it to the end line. He's going to get New York a corner.
I think you take Raffanello out of the middle of the field there. Had a lot of success in the first half. Obviously, Carmona comes in, and it's a natural switch that we've seen. Sacramento. Thought that Raffanello and Carmona had touched the ball and come over and take it, but the referee says no.
And a yellow card coming on top of it. On Viader. Seems like such a silly thing to go over and argue about.
Yeah. Now listen, if it's a short corner, I mean, yeah, I don't know if Raffanello touched it before that, but.
Kecko.
What a recovery run there from Jordan Adebayo-Smith. That's not a run that he has to make, but what commitment he's showing to the team. Coming all the way, probably the farthest man from the ball, showing his athleticism and his speed and his commitment to this Red Bull 2 team. That's a fantastic play because Sacramento was streaking there.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC, channel 157, North America's 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC, channel 157 and the SXM app. Castillo trying to loft it in. Serwada could have thought about shooting it.
Yeah, I'd love to see Serwada step up there, have a crack of his own. Plenty of room for him. I'll open up the defense, make them think next time, and opens up things for his great passing range.
Good poke by Pondant. Carmona tripped by Felipe as he tried to go in transition.
Yeah, Wiki Kamon is still finding himself into this match. Obviously big shoes to fill after the first half that Jeremy Raffanello had, but you'll continue to see him grow in this match, and obviously still getting his feet wet. Hasn't had a ton of minutes since preseason, so. But you know he has the quality.
Raffanello, 40 yards out. Kecko wanting to counter. Will play Cuello. Raffanello, last man back for New York Red Bull 2. Does great defensive work to win it and push it to the other half of the field.
Yeah, that's a fantastic play by Jeremy Raffanello, and Felipe does so well. If he can look up, Adebayo-Smith is by himself.
Ball deflected down by Donovan. Martinez had a half step on Cragwell. 61st minute. Viader in for Kecko. Nico Politis comes to clean it up. The flag had been raised on the far sideline.
Yeah, but Jeremy Raffanello, that's a tough place to be. Obviously not a natural defender. And Cuello pulls it back, actually gets a little meg on him, but he does so well to recover. It's not the first tackle, it's the second one that he wins and springs the attack from New York. But if he doesn't get that right, Douglas Martinez is on the far post, wide open. I think if Cuello looked up after that initially beating Raffanello, it could be a different story here for Sacramento.
Williams dispossessed from Kecko. Martinez inside the 18, shot blocked. And now 2 players are down.
We got bodies all over the field.
Sam Williams for New York Red Bull 2. Luis Felipe for Sacramento. Get another look at, there's the original confrontation between Kecko and Williams. That was not called a foul. The one here is called a foul on Sirwada. So from 30 yards out, a golden chance for Sacramento. Is this Kecko to take it? No. He will leave it. Cuello puts it on frame, pushed away by Nico Politis.
Yeah, beautifully struck ball there from Cuello. Nico Politis does well again, parrying it to his left side. Cuello's got such a silky left foot. You can see it. It's been evident all first half, and you can see he's calling for it at the back post. I think he wants another crack at this.
Gets pushed out of the 18 by the Red Bull 2 defense.
Great step there from Castillo.
Yeah, Castillo's been sharp today, playing in essence the entirety on that yellow. We will get a substitution. Looks like a pair of substitutions. Luther Archimed, who spent last year with New York Red Bull 2, coming on for Douglas Martinez. And Kecko is coming off as well. Rafael Harigi will come on, 17-year-old out of California. Actually kind of like Martinez and Kecko coming out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're New York, I think you're pleased. Both have been a handful so far here today. Some good opportunities, and we get to see our old friend Luther Archimed against his former club. Spent 2021 with the Red Bull 2 and scored a goal in the 2021 campaign. And what a pleasure to be around. Such a great character. He always a smile on his face and was a great representative for this club. And I think he's trying to spoil the day for New York on his arrival back to Montclair State.
I was mildly surprised to see him not start the game today. He'll get an opportunity here down the right sideline. Numbers getting in the box. Archimed floating. Viader. A shot that gets blocked. What a last-second slide in by Sirwada.
That's a fantastic tackle from Sirwada. It's a game-saving one. He just always seems to be in the right spots at the right time. He hunts the ball. Him and Sam Williams sniffing out danger, and you can see him there again as Luther Archimed is offside, but fantastic tackle from Sirwada. As Viader picks it up on his left foot and gets a crack on frame, and yet again in the right spot at the right time.
Cragwell. Castillo, 68th minute, still scoreless. Felipe, top of the 18. Doesn't have any angle to shoot, so pulls back, waits for help. Gets it from Carmona. Adebayo Smith. Back from Carmona. Poked at and run down by Raffanello.
It's been the story so far for Red Bull 2 in the second half. What a fantastic play there by Archimed. But their attacks have just stalled when they got to the final third. I don't know if it's a lack of movement, not quick enough decision making. It's just the stars haven't aligned for Red Bull 2 so far in the second half and the final third.
Long ball over the top for Felipe. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action here on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com.
Archimed's been very active so far since coming on, and you can definitely tell he's trying to play spoiler here today.
Which is common, right? I mean,
absolutely.
You're with the team one season and not with them the next. Here comes John Murphy into the game, replacing Jordan Adebayo Smith.
Yeah, Felipe will look to play that 9 role now. Murphy sliding into the middle. Committing more numbers forward, and Murphy's, who is at a solid start to his 2022 campaign. It's going to bring a lot of bite into that midfield, some creativity moving forward. So Adebayo Smith, fortunate not to get a goal here today. I think he had a great opportunity, probably the best opportunity for New York in that first half, just putting it into the outside of the side netting. But still waiting for that offensive breakthrough for him.
Bounce down to Donovan. Casey. Nico Politis, a save on the shot from Haurigi.
Yeah, Haurigi does so well there. Collects the ball, just puts his head down, fires one on frame. Nico Politis has been solid here today. Not terribly challenged there. Comfortable in the near post, but anytime he's been challenged, he's had the answer.
Snagged by Nico Politis. Bad giveaway. And it's a corner coming for Sacramento. This is about the stage of the game where a mistake for either team will really cost you.
Yeah, I think this is where you have to be extra careful. I think Steven Serwata, a very uncharacteristic giveaway there, and he had some words with Nico Politis telling him to maybe slow the game down a little bit. But this is where mistakes will kill you.
Headed by Raffanello. Hanging into the wind. It gets pushed back for what will be a Sacramento throw into the side netting.
And this is a stage of the match where Gary Lewis, I'm sure, has been talking to his players about these uncharacteristic, really, giveaways and shooting yourself in the foot. So this is where, as a player, you have to switch on even more, start concentrating on every little touch that you have, and really just for New York, trying to play the game in Sacramento's defensive third. Oof.
Murphy, a challenge and a fourth yellow shown to New York Red Bull 2.
Yeah, another big tackle there, Murphy. No bad intent in that. He's looking at the ball. He's got his eyes on the ball there and trying to take the ball down, and Archimed does a good job of putting his body in between him and the ball and drawing the foul. But yet another opportunity here for Sacramento, who has, if we're being honest, has been the better team in the second half.
In the second half, for sure. No question. Viader. And the foul inside the 18 as De Leon was pushed down.
Red Bull 2, they got to turn up the pace a little bit. This game has become a little slow for them, and you know they like to play a fast-paced game. So it just seems a little sluggish right now, and I think someone's got to let everyone know, pick up the pace a little bit. Decision-making's got to be quicker. Sometimes you got to play a couple direct balls into the final third, and sets up the counter press for them.
Just to relieve pressure. Raffanello falling down, and wow. Harigi will have nightmares about that attempted finish.
Yeah, Jeremy Raffanello just loses his footing there. Harigi just tries to beat Nico Politis at the near post. And he takes that on his left foot, curls it a little bit inside. He's got a goal there, takes it on his right, and it's always curving away. Nico Politis does enough to make himself big, but that's a golden opportunity for Sacramento. It should be 1-0.
Stuck in the wind. Archimed. Pushing it forward on the ground. Says something to the referee and gets a yellow for his trouble.
I guess I said he's always had a smile on his face, but not here. Not right now, and he's not too pleased with the call from Matt Franz there. You can see he gets behind De Leon. Listen.
There's contact.
He's got contact for sure, and I think that's should be a set piece there for Sacramento. He got the better of De Leon there, and did enough to get a foul. Instead, gets a yellow card for a little bit of chatter, expressing how displeased he was with the call, I believe.
Extremely.
Yeah, you can see this wind, how much of a factor it is right now. Nico Politis can't get it out of his own half. He's going to have to drive him.
Archimed, the former first-round pick for the New York Red Bulls out of Syracuse. Archimed almost got a corner out of that in the 77th minute, still scoreless. Sacramento on the year 3-2-3. 6 results in 8 games. Red Bull 1-6-1. A team in dire need of 3 points.
Especially at home. Still seeking that first home win, which is always a tough spot to be in. The pressure only grows every game that you don't get that first win at home. And I know that Gary Lewis wants to get that big first 3 points here at Montclair Soccer Park.
Pendant called for a foul. And he will get a yellow card for picking up the ball and, in essence, running away with it.
So now 3 Red Bull 2 players playing on yellow card watch. Castillo, Murphy, and Pendant. Ooh, nice little play by Cuello there.
Good defensive work as well by Castillo.
Yeah, Castillo, he's so tough 1v1 to beat. One, he's aggressive, but his recovery speed, there's not a lot of players around the USL who have that type of speed recovering from a place.
Carmona please Felipe, whose shot is deflected at the top of the 18. Archimed. Onside. Cragwell kept him on. Good strip of the ball, though those wearing the white, not a fan.
Yeah, again, Castillo made his job a little bit difficult there. He stepped. He's trying to get Cuello offside, but Cuello timed his run very well, but he was always going to have that makeup speed to catch him, and does enough to put him off.
Lacroix. Archimed just off. Oof. Just off.
That was razor thin. I thought that was a fantastic run by Archimed and a great ball by Lacroix. Just like Martinez, he's always towing this back line. That was very close.
Harigi. Castillo. Goes flying through the air and draws a foul.
Where are you going? Where are you going? The ball's back here.
Sacramento has some movement on their bench. See if they didn't make another change. Red Bull 2 fans, back home is this New York Red Bull 2 side. Friday, May 27th, they'll take on Birmingham Legion FC at 7 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit NewYorkRedBulls.com/2. Looks like Red Bull getting some movement as well. Is that Michael Knapp getting up and going?
Yeah, it looks like Michael Knapp should be making an appearance here shortly.
Malik Foster, the player that is set to check in for Sacramento. 82nd minute. No score. We'll see if Foster comes in here. 5'7", 149-pound player out of Jamaica. A little nicked up last year, but was with Sacramento. Has made 5 appearances for the Jamaican national team.
Cuello's day is done, and I thought he had a good performance here today. It was very dangerous. Oof. Sosa looks up. Malik Foster was off to the races.
Foster towing the offside line and waiting.
Still is. New York Pretty lucky there that the referee didn't let that play go, but Nico Politis had it. But if they were looking up, Foster was waiting to go.
Lacroix. Felipe Viader. Knocked forward by De Leon.
Gary Lewis just begging his players to get upfield, and rightfully so. I think that's been something we've been hearing a little bit about from him, just the lines not being connected.
Ball in for Foster. And Nico Politis off his line to get it towards the top of the 18.
Especially when you want to have a cohesive press. You can't have that much space between the front and the back of the team. And that's on the back line not pushing forward. That's on the midfield not stepping up. Has to be a little bit more connected here, especially in the dying minutes of the match.
Michael Knapp coming in. Steven Serwata, who put in a good shift today, will check out. Knapp playing on his collegiate field. Signed with New York Red Bull 2 after a career at Montclair State. Will be playing in just his third game this year.
Yeah, another player battling injuries a little bit this year, but he's finally back, healthy. And who knows, maybe the former Red Hawk will have a moment of glory here to bring Red Bull to their first home win of the year.
Played 2 seasons here with Montclair State. 22-year-old out of Bloomfield, New Jersey. Raffanello. Murphy deflects it off Lacroix and gets New York a throw-in. Down for Knapp. The entry ball for Raffanello, too much.
Just a little too much on that. Good look from Knapp. Jeremy Raffanello put a great run, but you always had to hit that one with pace to find him because they had to make its way through a couple Sacramento bodies, but just a little too much.
Foster. Archimed crosses over. Great look for Harigi and cleared by Castillo.
Listen, the way that Red Bull 2 plays, that was a self-inflicted wound there that could have been fatal. I think Cragwell left Viader wide open in transition, and that's something that it's a big no-no for this Red Bull organization. You got to be picking up guys in transition, and Viader was just wide open there and made a great play and almost a brilliant opportunity for Sacramento to get a late goal in the dying minutes of this match.
Yeah, we're moving to the 87th minute, so about 4 in stoppage time remaining.
These are the type of moments that Gary Lewis has been prepping them for, just keeping that concentration in the late stages of the match because, listen, it's all to play for. You keep that concentration, put yourself in a good opportunity to be working towards wins instead of draws.
You know, what you don't want to do, I mean, clearly you want the 3 points, but what you don't want to do is lose at home.
Absolutely, yeah, that only adds to the pressure. And believe me, these players know that they haven't won at home, and you can tell even in the stands there's tension as well. Obviously, they want to see this team do well. They want to see them competing for wins, and what a big 3 points this would be on Mother's Day for New York. But Sacramento, on the other hand, they've been the most dangerous this half, and so you know if you give them an inch, they got some opportunities left for themselves as well. It just seems like Raffanello moving out of that 10 role and moving to the right side just kind of put a halt to that momentum. And
Archimed, he will be onside. Has Foster across. Foster, left-footed shot and scores.
What a goal there. What a transition goal from Sacramento as Foster. You know, I didn't think that ball was actually going to reach him. De Leon did his best to try to break that up, but great composure from Foster. And what a run from Archimed, who's been so dangerous as well since he's come in. And Sacramento gets the 1-0 lead here.
Archimed changed the game when he came on for Sacramento, and Foster has just added to it, towing the offside line since he's checked in. He'll get a yellow card for the removal of the jersey.
Yeah, and that's a heartbreaker for New York. I know Gary Lewis is not pleased right now, but in moments like that, Archimed has been towing this back line. You got to be aware of where he is at all times, and he gets it better of Castillo there. Just gets on his blind side. A fantastic ball forward to spring him into the attack, and Foster does the rest.
See if there's an equalizing goal out there. Raffanello. Foster gives it away to Williams. Carmona will hit it with the left foot. It takes a good deflection. Almost had Saldana leaning the wrong way.
Yeah, those are the positions that you want to see Carmona in, collecting that ball and driving at pace. We've seen him score that goal before for the MLS side, and you know when he gets in these positions that he can be dangerous. We just haven't put him in those positions enough here today.
In the 90th minute, so the question becomes what stoppage time will be. Haurigi, tapped away by Cragwell. Here comes Raffanello. In for Carmona. Lacroix. Haurigi has Foster and Archimed, who gets it. Corner of the box, right side. Four minutes of stoppage time. Pondant. Back from Murphy. Across to Williams. All but Foster behind the ball for Sacramento. Williams plays down Raffanello.
And New York just doesn't have enough bodies in the box. This is the last 4 minutes less. You got to be committing more numbers forward, and that ball goes wide to Jeremy Raffanello. You're not keeping a draw here. You got to fight for a draw.
Down for Knapp. Now Williams. Flicked on Murphy. Throw-in chance. We're into the second minute of stoppage time. Thrown down for Carmona to his favorite left foot. Knapp brings it back to the right.
This might be a sending off here. John Murphy gets his second yellow. As does Luther Archimed, so double red card there, Matt. Archimed gave him Murphy an elbow there in the beginning of the play. Murphy left his feet and tripped up Archimed. So both received 2 yellows. You don't see that every day.
No, you don't. Two double yellows. So we'll go to 10 aside.
So I think that's an interesting play there. It almost looked like Archimed tripped over himself.
Well, I guess the thought would be if you're giving Archimed the foul for the yellow on the elbow,
it should be dead there.
What would Murphy do to also get a yellow?
Yeah, no, listen, I get it if there was something blatant there. But that didn't seem blatant to me to receive a yellow card for Murphy there. I think even the contact, I think you slow it down a little bit and you can see there was a hand that was high. I don't think even maybe that warranted a yellow, but listen, that's why I'm up here and not on the field as a referee. And honestly, some days I think life is a little bit easier.
Oh, much. Carmona. This is Williams. Drop back to Raffanello. Red Bull 2 has to get a ball in the box. We're in now to a 5th minute of stoppage time.
Yeah, there's got to be more of a killer mentality at this stage of the match. You have to throw everything you got trying to get a result here, and New York just hasn't flipped that switch yet. And it doesn't look like there will be much time to do so.
Bounce down. Carmona was pushed. You get everybody forward here, don't you?
Yeah, this is where you slow it down. You know this is going to be the last chance of the game here to get any sort of points out of this match. Jeremy Raffanello is got to put in a good ball and throw everyone forward. Go ahead, John. Let's get in the box.
Yeah, why not? You would think this is 100% it.
Yeah, agreed.
Raffanello to hit it. Chips it towards the back post. Felipe was there.
That's a great play by Donovan. Does enough, and you're right, Felipe was right there just waiting. We'll see if Carmona's going to have enough time to get this corner in. Looks like Matt France is going to allow it. Again, just got to focus on good service here.
It's a low driving ball. Was it a handball?
Ooh. I don't know there, Matt. Drama.
What a way to finish.
Wow.
Cards are being given.
I don't know about that one, Matt. Looks like Jason Pondant got the flick. Sacramento obviously claiming that it was nothing of the sort, but from where we were sitting, I think it looked like there was something there.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Not sure if it hit hand, arm, or shoulder. Gary Lewis trying to get an explanation. We'll be able to come back and break it down and wrap it up for you after this quick pause. Sacramento, full 3 points. They beat New York Red Bull 2, 1-0.
And it's Liberty Bell closest to the rail. Around the back turn. And here's a horse that comes. Maverick is moving up and outside. And there is no stretch. It's Maverick coming down to the 8th hole. Liberty Bell takes it to the outside. 1 for 1 shot. He comes down to the line again. There
Add drama to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family.
I'll give you something, make you shake it.
Raffanello with the shot now, and New York Red Bulls 2 take the lead. Forbes one-on-one with Marcucci, and it's saved again.
This guy has ice in his veins.
And it's in. What a finish. The teenager in front of his academy teammates.
Well, that was an interesting way to finish a match, a potential handball, and one goal in our 90-minute match here. USL action from MSU Soccer Park. Back here with Connor Lade. I'm Matt Harmon to wrap it up and wish you well on your Mother's Day weekend. Here's our moment of the match. Malik Foster getting the goal.
Yeah, just a great play overall from Sacramento in transition. Luther Archimed starts with a run. Fantastic ball forward, and Malik Foster puts himself in such a good position. The ball was behind him. He takes it, collects it on his left foot. Such good composure, and punishes New York Red Bull 2.
Final look at our final stats on the day. Possession right around where it was in the first half. Connor, you had mentioned Sacramento, the better team in the second half, and you look more shots, a little bit more possession, and just more in an overall attack.
Absolutely, yeah. They were the best team who came out of the locker room in the second half here. Good. They just wanted the game more, you could tell. And New York, it only took going down a goal for them to really get back in this match and have some good opportunities going forward. And really the story of the game for me is the yellow cards. Obviously a very physical game, 2 red cards apiece. So I think next time these two face off, I think we're going to see that continue.
Yeah, we saw the rare double yellow with the exit of John Murphy and Luther Archimed. Unfortunate way for New York Red Bull 2 to not be able to get at least a point out of this match today. They fall to 1-7-1. Sacramento celebrates the victory, and they go to 4-2-3. It's a good win on the road in a long trip.
Big win for them to get their first road win of the year. And for New York Red Bull 2, I know this is going to be a heartbreaker for sure. And we've seen plenty of those this year. And so it's just how you're going to bounce back from this. But Mark Briggs has got his first road win of the year, and this is one to build off of for Sacramento Republic FC.
Well, time to go spend some time with mom and the like, wife, mom, wherever it might be. We wish you a great rest of your Mother's Day Sunday. Thanks for joining us here as part of it. USL soccer action for all of us from MSU Soccer Park. My partner is Connor Lade. I'm Matt Harmon. Sacramento Republic FC gets all 3 points in a 1-0 decision over New York Red Bull 2. We'll see you again over Memorial Day weekend.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.